Well, fuck it. We're just gonna do it. If anyone wants to show up, they can. We'll put in context real quick. So I guess what I'm gonna do is just kind of walk through how I there we go. A little bit easier. Gonna walk through how I chart chart in the week with SPX. Um, so I have like these are all my other ones that I'm using right now. This is my normal setup, but I'll go through that in a bit. But first, kind of how I go about it, in terms of the key levels and stuff like that. So I use key levels as well as the golden goose strategy, and then as well as like MACD, TTM, volume, patterns, a few other things. But essentially, what I do and how I chart is I try to basically start on the daily time frame and work my way down towards lower time frames. But what I want to do is first work towards or start further left. So I will essentially start back from like 2019. And so I will get rid of this. Go from year to year and look at kind of the key levels for the different areas and for the different years. So I try to go back at least 2 years. So I started 2019 and work my way there. And so I use this tool here, which is array. So I can see, if I want to, I can go back and see where I started it instead of it just being a full horizontal line. But when I'm looking at key levels, what I try to do is just look at the areas where it became, support came resistance, or it had difficult time getting over or something like that. So I'll just look. So you'll see here, this is going to be like a level. So you see, like, all right, had to get over this, became support, got resistance, support, then here it touched, and then here it became support again a little bit. Might even move it up a little bit so that it does that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So that's what it will be there for that one. Trying to fuck around with a few other things here. Let's see. What do we got here? Kind of not really. Yeah, that's one. That'll be one. This will be one. Okay, move it down a little bit. Yeah, that would be one. Oh, there's gonna be one or not. I feel like that'll be one. Yep. Yep. Yeah, right around there. So like these are the areas, and even down here too. I'll probably fuck around with a few of these because you can see there's a lot of consolidation in these areas. Um, I just try to find the areas where there's like a little bit of support resistance and back and forth. You can see where it's tested a few times. See, like that got tested a few times right there. That got tested a few times there. See. But one thing I do try to do too is make sure that there are not. I don't want to like overfill the the chart either. You know what I mean? I don't want to add so many lines that it's like overwhelming. But so I'll take this great group 1 year time frame, and then we're gonna move from 2019 to 2020, 2021, and we'll go here and continue the same process. So that's gonna be one. This is one. This is one. You see, because this is you'll see like where it came back down and like retested these areas. So that's what I'm really looking for in terms of like key levels. So you see that, yeah, even there. That's bigger. Let's see. That's one. That's definitely one because you can see major support here and here. Um, the long wicks there. Yeah, there. Even here potentially. Yeah, anytime there's wicks and playing towards the body, and there's support on the body of a candle, that's definitely something that I find to be more of a key level than not. Um, because if it's getting support at this level here, yeah, yeah. So like, see this candle right here. There's a long wick, but it got resistance. So I feel like this level is going to be more important because it got that huge rejection. See, long wick here, long wick here, long wick here. See what we got going on. I don't love any of this over here. I mean, I might throw something there just because that touches that there.
Let's see what we got. Like that.
See, that's a level and a half. That's not really a level. Kind of, not really. Out there. All right, let's see. On to the next one. All right. Now this is up to date here. So now we can see if there's any other things that we missed in terms of key levels. So they did the last 3 years of key levels to see exactly what we were looking for. Oh, fuck. Added an updated link. Fuck me. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, hats on backwards, chains are out. Everything's very serious today. Game day, baby.
Strictly business. Strictly business. All right, so like I said, I go back like 3 years, and I go on the 1 year time frame to find T levels, and then from there I try to go smaller time frames. So then I'll go 6 month time frame, and because this is like Steelers, oh yikes. Head and Shoulders Daily, ENPH. And Steelers, and yeah, at the end of this, I'm going over some of my picks too for the day. Cause I gamble like a fucking degenerate piece of shit. Even though I hit some pretty big ones last night. How we doing? Okay, and then when I go on smaller time frames, this is because you're gonna see different levels as well. You're gonna see different resistance.
Gotta get zero day bagger. Well, we're trying. That's the goal. Yeah, that's the only reason why I really trade. Not for anything else.
So then I go, like I said, 6 month time frame, and then I try to like look back and see if there's anything that like is, if I'm missing any levels that you can see are different. You know, like here might be a level. You know, because you saw a gap. Yeah, like that's a level. But now I'll change this. And now I'm gonna make this 6 month time frame. See if there's anything else. Like, okay, yeah, like another one here. You see, there's like consolidation, but get support, resistance on either side. But again, I'm not trying to like overcrowd. Like overcrowd the chart. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to overtrade. I'm not trying to like overtrade or have too much going on the chart to make it like more complicated than it needs to be. That's one of the biggest things I've noticed for me is that less trades,
The more successful I've been. Waiting for setups. Not doing too much. Just
waiting for your plays. Yeah, so like again, this is what I'm like looking at, and I'm going backwards on different time frames because yep. So here's another level, and when you start looking back on this too, you'll see like when you look at this, like we end up
on some of these levels. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's so like 3585. This is a big level here. See, there's another gap here, and it goes all the way back to 2020. You know, so you'll see right there too, like big level here, potentially another big level. And so you'll start to like see different levels in between these larger time frame levels, and that's kind of what I'm looking at too. And then when I get more on the, I would say the smaller time frame stuff, like smaller time frame stuff, like so here, consolidation comes back down, gets some support. If anyone's got questions too, please. So So I like this level here too, because one, see this projection is huge.
And again, like I was talking about before,
Anytime I see a big wicks, I like that. Like that. That's a big level to me. All right, we're gonna put a little gap action here. What time during the day? Um, I would say
mostly what I try to do, one, I don't trade the first 15 minutes of the day. I don't like to trade the first 15 minutes of the day.
like to wait to shake things out.
It's very difficult when you try to guess the top of the bottom of a trade or a chart.
That can really that can fuck you in the long run, to be honest. So try not
to do that too much.
but I would say probably from like
10 to 1 is when I would prefer to trade, because after 1:30, 2 o'clock Eastern, that's when data really starts to fuck with the contracts on 0 days. And so it's almost like not worth it at that point holding on to anything. So I try to close out anything that I open before noon. I will close by 1.
honestly, that's kind of what
That's kind of like what I want to be done with everything. But Jason, what's like a bagger to you? You said you wanted a 0 day bagger.
what's like a bagger. We're going 3 months.
Oh yeah, Jesse, we can do that for you.
Let me go too crazy up here. Just because where we're at right now. Yeah. Yep. 100%. So either, which is why I would try to. I noticed I trade less. The less amount of trades, the better. Where I wait for a better setup.
One works better.
But two, if it's almost quicker, so like I would say I scalp a decent amount, but at the same time I like on average I would say I probably hold on the contract maybe like a half hour is kind of the average that I hold on to shit just because of um just because I'd rather scale in and out. So when I take a trade, I will buy at least two contracts so that when I hit my or when I hit a certain price point, I'll take gains, and then that way, that's one of the biggest things I learned from Keanu trades is uh, scaling in and out and the importance of it because of allowing those runners to run, but also making sure that you set stop losses because at the end of the day, it's about minimizing your risk, but also the last thing and how important being the psychological side of things for trading is super important, and managing that because the last thing you want is like FOMO where you're going, oh shit, I can't believe I didn't hold on to that, or you get hit in stop loss and then you see it go your way, or you're like, oh, if I held on to this contract, I'd be up 200%. You fucking hate that. So that's why scaling in and out, and even with smaller accounts too. Like I built a small account to 50K in like 2 weeks, which you can do with SPX, trading only SPX. You can do SPX out of money 0 days that are $200, $300 and make one trade for the day and make $1,000, you know? So it is very possible to do. You just need to wait for the setup. You need to have patience. Patience is huge. And also having and following your rules. It's spicy down here, dude. Holy. All right, so you're gonna be able to see how this kind of plays out, but uh, when you get down on the smaller time frame, you know, you're gonna be able to see how all this shit plays out. Because on the 5 minute, you're able to see, so like the purple lines are obviously the yearly time frames. Um, and then orange, obviously 6 month, and then, or yeah, orange or yellow, and then red, pink is your 3 month. And when you see things kind of close together, you know and realize how important that level is, because it can be, you know, a significant level. So even going down to like the 1 month and stuff, you'll be able to see other stuff at other levels too. So even on this side of things, like you'll see this, that's obviously a level. That's a level. You know, this up here is a level. Going to be a level just with the consolidation. This will be a level. Let's see. That's a level. Now at this point too, like that's probably, I probably won't get to smaller time frames because I don't want to overfill my chart. And when you get down here, you'll see all the opportunities that it presents on a smaller time frame. So when you're looking at this, you can see some of these big moves like here and here. So obviously with pink and blue on top of each other, we're gonna go like this so you can kind of, we're gonna put the bigger time frames on top. But like when you do this, you can see that there is you know, other important levels here. So you can see this level right here is super important because it's got both 1 year and 1 month time frame. So when this came back up and tested this right around here and here, you got a huge rejection. And same thing here. And then same thing here. You see how many? Why would I enter a trade? Yeah, good question. Um, So what I'll do. So I would say my favorite type of setup is hmm, my favorite type of setup. I would say is a retest and rejection and a retest and support. So when I am using either the key levels or my golden goose or whatever, and I might have to redraw these honestly with how everything's played out. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to redraw these. I gotta see what this is now. So that was probably the big move there. All right, go to the daily. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what my goose fibs are gonna be now. I'll figure that out. But my favorite type of setup is a retrace, retest, and rejection, or retest and support. So for example, okay, so for example, um, here. So I got in a trade here on Friday because one, it had this is on my other. So you can see here. My other this is my other chart. I wanted to start new. But I retested here. It came down, went through a key level here, and this purple line is 5 in 1 year. Obviously, it's pretty similar to what we have here. Um, Came up, went through, came back up, and it got rejected here. And this is my normal setup for my charts. So one rejected. It was rejected on a downtrend. Nine was below the 21 EMA. So in a downtrend, rejected the key level, rejected the 21 EMA. Had increasing volume here as well. So you can see increasing volume on this. Both MACD and TTM were red, and it rejected, and it continued down and got rising volume again on another key level, obviously, and continued to reject. And so I would also, at this point, would have added again here since it rejected again because it literally rejected the entire day on that 9 EMA. So that like is my go-to setup. Or, for example, the same level. See how it came down here, tested, and then it came back down, and it got support, but it was below the 9 EMA, but it did have a double bottom. So I would have taken that with, rising volume here and done that way. I love that. I think flags, both bull and bear flags. I love. Like for example here, this is like a perfect flag. Flag right there, came down. There's a few other flags that happened too. Flag there popped up, followed by another flag popped up. Yeah, honestly, I think that's just those are really really nice setups, like coming off of key levels. But again, you're gonna have some. Yeah, I prefer to trade off the 5 minute. Honestly, I like the setups. I like the confirmation, but so I would rather trade on the 5 minute with key levels on a higher time frame, because that way I can hold. Like I want bigger plays. I'm not here to make 10, 15, 20%. I'm like Jesse. I want 100% plays. I want 10 G's a day. If I can do it. I've done it before. I've also lost 20 G's in a day, but I can do it. But we'll see. But yeah, it'll be interesting this week. I'm interested to see kind of what happens in terms of everything on the SPX side of things. Again, I'm only trading SPX this week. I only have been because coffee put up. Yeah, so my perfect setup is playing off a key level, 921 EMA in the same is agreeing on the trend of the direction. Need some type of volume confluence, whether it's rising with weak volume or rising with increasing volume, whatever it is. And playing off of a key level as well as waiting for like confirmation. So I do like retests. I like playing off of EMAs, whether it's EMAs, VWAP, whatever it may be. Trend is your friend. Minimizing your risk. Not using all your buying power at once. Also, not trying to find the top or the bottom of a trend or a trade. So that's super important. But you'll see we're in like a very, very key area here right now. But there is also a lot of room down because the volume shelf here I posted last week. There's a pretty significant volume shelf where it can go back down to like 3,400 pretty
pretty quickly. So it'll be interesting. And Jesse, if you haven't, I have a where the fuck is it? I have a playbook. Somewhere that I could share. There you go, Jesse. That shows like everything. It shows breaks down indicators when I enter a trade. Yeah, 921 quarter resistance at a key level. VWAP, MACD. Yes, I use the Golden Goose fibs. So Golden Goose fibs are a strategy I have used with and from the King Capital guys. And so essentially what I use and do is use two different fibs. Finding a swing high and swing low for the most recent swing high and swing low. And using those two fibs. And then using those as points of interest and other key levels. So I'll use this alongside these so you can see where like the big pockets are. But I really love the fibs because the Golden Goose has really done me really well for a long time. Especially like sometimes it's scarily accurate. So like right here. You see, comes through here. Huge rejection on a doji candle off of the 9 EMA, off of a key level on the Golden Goose. And this right here, this candle, I would have gotten in puts. There's 921 EMA. Agreeing the trend. You're getting bounces off of a key level. And, yep, see? Key level right there, too. Huge. So you see, there's 3 different areas. So with fibs, what do you mean right to left versus left to right? Oh. So it depends on the trend. So if it is if you're marking a downtrend, so right here, you're marking a downtrend, you start from the bottom and you go to the top. Then if you're marking an uptrend, start from the top and you go to the bottom. So it depends on the direction of the trend that you are you're marking. But if you're marking like everything, then yeah, you do it that way from left to right or right to left. It depends on the trend, honestly. And I redraw these obviously depending when there's like a new break in high or low or whatever. But
one thing I definitely do is just make sure I'm only playing off of those key levels. Because that's super important. You don't want to be too early. You don't want to be too late. You want to wait for confirmation on things. What settings I use for fibs? I use settings for just your basic fibs and your levels here, so you can see them extended on both sides. I like the psychological side of things, especially for SPX because of the large cap and volume that goes into it, obviously. So it's going to follow more of the psychological side of trading, in terms of like those mathematical equations and things that go into it. So I use that. I use Camarilla pivots too, which mark it's a mathematical equation from the previous days. Open, close, high, low, that previous days. High, low, things like that, and it gives you the different areas of that intraday support and resistance. And so you'll see like here, and I post these every day on my site, in counter trades, in teach trades, where people are from too, where I post my plays. But you can see you hit the top, you got support, you hit the bottom, and then you got support here, but then you got resistance too. So you can see where this consolidation is, and this is another psychological side of things. So I use this every day too. These are like the full setups that I use would look like this. Now it's a lot, but you're also but you're also seeing different levels too. So like I'm only playing off of a few different levels here. So I would have played off of this. I would have played off of this. And would have played off of that right there. So like there would have been 3 plays that I would have taken. And I would have played out off of this here. This flag with this support probably would have played off of, even though it was later in the day. Would have played off of this retest right there. And again, you can see like all that that I go through on the whatchamacallit, the playbook that I put together. But all right, that's all I got for today. I'm going to take my dogs out but also get ready for football. Watching the Giants at 1 p.m. I bet on. I'll pull that up. Wait a second. Bet on all Giants today, just so we know. I also won a few big bets yesterday. College football. Golf. You're gonna golf? All right. So here are some bets for today that I got. Darius Slayton touchdown. Go check it out. Kenny Golladay touchdown. Avon sack. And Xavier McKinney interception. Calling it right now.
All right, calling it right now. Giants are playing against the Bears. Take a look at it. Great odds. Go Giants. All right. I'm not a Giants fan at all, as you can tell. Games are on. Hats backwards. We're getting to 50K again this week. We're making 10K tomorrow. Jesse, I want to see you in there. All right. We're hitting a bagger. We're hitting a bagger. All right, bud? Coffee. Eat, Terry. Appreciate you. Keanu. Everyone else. Thank you for stopping by. Hanging out. Saying what up. Yeah, let's get after it this week, shall we? Feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling very good. All right. Stay sexy. Have a great Sunday. Yeah, I got you, Jesse. I'll approve that here shortly. Yeah, Terry, we'll do that, bud. Let me know. And we'll get after it. All right. Don't worry. I just saw a tweet from Antonio Brown. So if you see a tweet from Antonio Brown, it's absolutely hysterical. Guy's a maniac. But yeah, let's get after it. All right. Stay sexy. Have a great Sunday. Golf. Fine. 2. Bagger. Big bagger, Jesse. Let's go. Let's go. Later. Later, DJ.